No one deserves to go through something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human. I am asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my space. This is Evans Raiola. Guys, thank you so much for tuning to watch this episode. I do not take your support for granted. So far, on today's video, I want us to discuss a situation right now happening to this Cuban lady, one Cynthia. Cynthia took it to her TikTok, to try and ask for help since his dad, who's undocumented, was arrested by ICE officials. The sad thing is that his dad is only set to leave for the next 6 months. His dad is ill and has a condition, and he can only leave for the next 6 months. Right now, Cynthia is asking the officials to release his dad and bring him back home because his life will be cut short soon. And it will be so sad if his dad dies, in the ICE custody. And many people have reacted to this. People are saying this is just one of the situations of people being affected by these ICE raids. And some people are questioning her because she also mentioned at some point that she regrets voting for Donald Trump. Guys, I want you to watch this video of Cynthia crying, asking for help. Once the video is done, we will get back and do a critical analysis about the same. Let's watch this together, family.
No one deserves to go through something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human. I am asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
Yes, to both of you ladies on the line, thank you for staying with us and providing your testimony. It's a difficult position for us and for y'all. However, I've listened to your testimony carefully. My vote, again, is to deny the request for conditional medical release. I know that's not what you wanted to hear.
I listened very closely to your statement and you used the words that the American flag represents compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice. And those are all the things that we have to take into consideration, both on behalf of the citizens of our state as well as the person whose case we're hearing. We make the difficult decisions. So I am going to continue with my previous vote, which was to deny the request for conditional medical release. That would be a majority vote to deny the request for conditional medical release.
Y'all, in this video that you just watched, this woman, I believe her name is Cynthia. Hold on. The point is that she made this video because her dad, of course, has been deported. He's been detained by ICE. And she pleaded with the powers that be to release him because he is ill. But in her video, she made reference to the fact that she made a wrong choice. She and millions of others. And what she's referring to is that she voted for Trump. Now she realizes she made the wrong choice because look at the predicament that her dad's in. And my guess is that he also voted for Trump. In her statement, if you'll look on the video on the screen, she wrote that she made the wrong choice as millions of others did. And now is not the time. Now is not the time for us to be against each other. Now is the time for us to come together and to have unity and compassion and action. Those were her words. But you weren't thinking like that when you went in the booth, made your vote on the 5th of November, 2024. That's not what you were thinking about, was it, Cynthia? You thought your vote was going to harm Black people because, as a rule, as a means to assimilate into white supremacy, harming Black people is what it takes. So you and your dad wanted to be on the side of whiteness. So that is why you voted the way you did, because you felt like any negative things that happened, you would be saved, because all your life, your dad had raised you to be on the side of whiteness, to assimilate into whiteness, to be against Black people. That's what you were raised to do. So that's what you did. And now you're getting what you deserve, and so is your dad. I'm in agreement with the decision of the powers that be and denied. And that's what it is.
As easy as it would be for me to say that I wasn't thinking when I voted or that I don't watch the news, I had to ask myself the same question that hundreds of you are asking me, is why did I vote the way I did? I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation, or like blindfolds were ripped off my eyes. I started seeing things differently. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. I started to realize that it wasn't just this one choice I made. It was kind of a accumulation of choices I've been making for years. Like, for example, when I had my first daughter, I never taught her Spanish because I didn't care to have her learn Spanish. And after having my second daughter, I kind of knew that I wanted her to speak Spanish because I wanted her to be able to speak with my family and connect with them and have a sense of belonging with them. The hate I received online, although it was harsh, I feel like it was so needed, and I'm so thankful for it, because it made me realize things that I was blind to for so many years. I feel like living in South Florida, surrounded by Republican voices, I was brainwashed into thinking I was one of them. I fell for the propaganda, the normalization of cruelty, and I believed the lies that gave me a false sense of security and belonging. I was convinced that voting for Trump was for the economy or against crime, when in reality I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and pushing policies that ultimately broke families apart. I regret my vote so deeply, and if I could go back and change it, I would. My vote wasn't just a mistake, it was the ultimate betrayal of the very people that I come from. My dad isn't a criminal. He was a hardworking man. He raised me and my 4 siblings, and now he's fighting for his life in a cell. I'm still fighting with everything I have to see if I can get him released so that he's able to spend his final days at home surrounded by his family and his children. When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. That is a choice that I have to live with. Some people have said that my family deserves this, or that I or my dad deserve it, or that it's some sort of justice. But no person deserves to go through anything like this. No person deserves to be ripped away from their family. No one deserves to die alone and sick and far from people who love them. To my family, to my community, to my children, and to every single person who has been affected by the choice that I made, I am so sorry. I've started educating myself on immigration, on the US history, on systematic racism, and how people in power manipulate and try to divide us. I'm reading, listening, learning, and unlearning everything that I thought I knew. And to anyone who is feeling the same regret as I am, I want you guys to know that there's still a way for us to move forward, but it starts with honesty first. Somewhere along the way, I forgot where I came from. I forgot the dirt roads I used to walk down. I forgot the bucket paths I used to take. I forgot my mom's struggle and my dad's sacrifice to come to a brand new country to start a life for all of us. When I voted the way that I did, I turned my back on all of it. I know that a lot of you aren't going to forgive me, and I'm really not expecting anyone to, but I just want everyone to know that I'm going to move forward with more compassion, continue educating myself, and fight for those who can't fight for themselves. I've been in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation.
The one thing your dad needs the most is his family, and that is the one thing that his own daughter kept from him by voting for Trump, because you thought you were white. But this is the most extreme reality check for you, that your proximity to whiteness, that your white husband, your white baby, your white in-laws, your new white family, none of that means you are white. And it's not going to protect you, and it didn't protect your dad. You voted for a man who you knew was immoral and inhumane, who ran on mass deportation and said,
"They're poisoning the blood of our country." That's what they've done.
Immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. He's talking about your dad. He's talking about you. But you thought other people would suffer, and you were perfectly okay with that because you thought you were white. So that makes you immoral and inhumane for voting for Trump. And therefore, you voted for your own father who is suffering, who is terminally ill, to spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation, to die in a cell with his final memories being pain and isolation. You got to spend the rest of your life knowing that this is how your father died because of your vote. This is an extreme example of how pathetically desperate some brown and black people are for white acceptance and white validation. They will trade in their own family and loved ones for it. That self-hate that stems from generations of internalized racism, the need to still assimilate to whiteness, is still so ingrained in so many Latinos, who will erase themselves just to be disposable to people who will never accept them. She's a perfect example. She was dumb enough to let those people use her for her vote, and now she's disposable to them in the worst way possible.
Have you guys heard about the creator whose terminally ill father is being detained by ICE? This man currently has less than 6 months to live, and their family is trying to convince ICE, and I think the judge, to let him come home for his remaining 6 months. If they do not release this man is going to die in ICE custody. This situation honestly breaks my heart, especially because I recently lost a family member and I watched them pass. I knew that it was going to happen. So it is just disgusting to think that they they would put the family in a situation where they have to know that their father is going to pass, and he's going to pass alone, and they know that their time is numbered, and that ICE would allow this to, that what they would even allow someone that is terminally ill to not be with their family. It's sick and it's absolutely inhumane. I don't care if someone's here legally or illegal, but it doesn't matter. The fact, nobody deserves to die alone. If you have the option to be around your family in their last moments, like, you need to be able to do that, and they're stealing that from this family, and that's absolutely disgusting. And I just wanted to make this video to raise awareness about it, because she made a video and she was trying to reach out to news stations, and nobody has got back to her, and nobody's been able to help her. So I just feel like people need to hear this, because this person's time is numbered and they have less than 6 months to live. To the original creator that made the video, I believe your name is Cynthia. I'm so sorry that your family is going through this, and I really hope and pray that they allow you guys to have your last moments with your father. And I'm so sorry.
Cynthia voted for Donald Trump because she thought she was voting against Black people, against African Americans. She thought that she was winning this race to trump African American voters. But guess what? Now her father is living his last days inside of an ICE detention center because he's undocumented. Mind-blowing, baffling. It be the racism. It always boils down back to it. Literally, these Hispanic women did not go up into those voter booths to vote for Donald Trump because they think he's great for the economy. They didn't do it for that. They wanted to impact African American culture and communities, and now look at you.
There's a girl on her going viral because her dad got deported and she voted for Trump. She's Cuban. I want to explain for the younger white people why she voted Trump. Cubans are mostly Republican. This is for a few reasons. One, until President Obama was in office, Cubans could not be illegal in America. We had a policy that if they could swim over here, they could stay. That's because we were largely anti-communist, and because the people who fled Cuba were the ones who did not like communism, it's the right-wing Cubans who left. Then they landed in South Florida, where everybody's fucking rich and opulent and spending money, and they're like, haha, this is great. Of course they are Republicans still, because they couldn't be deported. And there's a lot of issues between the Cubans and the Mexicans, because the Cubans would kind of like talk shit to the Mexicans, like, why are you here illegally? And the Mexican would be like, the fuck do you mean? I got here the same way you did. They just made a law that made it okay for Cubans. Cubans are like, yeah, it's because they like us. And Cubans usually have lighter skin, so it's a whole thing. But anyway, Obama made them illegal. And so I guess that didn't turn them left either. But they didn't really think that went through.
In 2024, when Donald Trump was campaigning to be the president of the United States of America for the second term, one of the things that Donald Trump was pioneering was for mass deportations as soon as he takes over office. And that is what he did as soon as he was sworn in to be the president of the United States of America. This came as a thing that Americans knew that would come. You know, if anyone took their vote and voted in Donald Trump, they knew the repercussions. One of them was mass deportations, including the many Latinas who stood with Donald Trump, who are now suffering. According to Cynthia, she regrets voting in Donald Trump. She never knew that this would cost her in the near future, because right now she's desperate. She's lost his dad, who's in ICE detention right now, and he only has 6 months to live, man. This is a very, very sad situation, and people have reacted and asked, why did they even consider voting in Trump as the president? And they knew very, very well that this guy was pioneering, you know, for mass deportations. I've seen some people react and say that the only reason many Latinas voted Trump was the group of anti-blackness. You know, the people who are voting Trump because they are against what black people could choose as the next president of the United States of America. And some people are saying that what Latinas are facing right now is just but the consequences of their actions. Myself, I do pity Cynthia's situation so much, and I really pray and hope that his dad will soon be released and will be taken back home, you know, even as he plans to live the very few months he's left in his life. It would be so sad if he could spend the rest of the 6 months, you know, under ICE, with the ICE officials, you know, because he is arrested. That would be very sad. Or rather, if he could face deportation in that time, because it's really short time, and I really felt Cynthia when I saw her cry. It's such a sad situation, and this could be a lesson in the future that at times we should really, you know, look into who we vote with the voting card that we have, with the opportunity that we have, you know, to decide on these leaders. It's time that people should really reflect and look into some of the things that our leaders are telling us they'll do for us when they take these leadership positions. Because I have seen many Latinas cry. Many of them say they are regretting voting in Trump. And many people are arguing that the only reason they voted for Donald Trump was because many of them are anti-blackness. Many of them were anti-Kamala because they knew that when Kamala won, probably the black people could have won something, you know, instead. So my hope and prayer is with the family, and I really hope for the best. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think, you know, about this situation with Cynthia, man. It's such a sad situation, man. Very sad. And I really hope the dad goes back home and the ICE officials just perform an act of leniency. You know, even the government of the United States of America, you know, sometimes the law can have mercy on certain group of individuals like the one we have right here, man. Because these are very dire situation, and it's very emotional to see an ill person being taken in. Some of the things that I do not like about the ICE raids is that sometimes they are not perfect. Sometimes they rob schools. They just raid schools, take children, you know, children who do not know how they'll contact their parents later. They go to the workplaces, take parents who are later going to pick their kids in school. You know, families are broken in the process. I really hope that the government of the United States could look for better ways that they can conduct these arrests, you know, of the undocumented people. Better ways, better booking processes that would make it easier for somebody to identify their people in case they are arrested. Because I understand there are some families which are now disconnected. They do not know where their fathers are, their mothers, because they are just taken in different trades. My prayer is with the family. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you think about the video. Kindly like this video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'll be very grateful. Last but not least, kindly do consider subscribing to the channel. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and we cannot do it without your support. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.